I brought you to this most ancient of places, and it's not too far from Bealtaine Cottage. It's about a half-hour drive. And in this very ancient place are these incredible, absolutely magnificent ancient oaks. These oaks represent the last of the great oak forests of Ireland, at least in this part of the world. But there's something else here that I want to show you. And we'll walk around. You may see part of it just to the right of the oak tree. Now, as you can see from all the brambles, this is a place that is very rarely visited. And I suspect that very few people know about it. And here, just beside these great oaks, which lean into one another, they join one another in the canopy. And just nestled in beside the great oaks is an ancient tomb. Now this tomb is millennia old. This tomb was here long before civilization as we know it. And it's referred to as the giant's seat or the giant's throne. And you can see why. Because of course it's two massive slabs of stone. And I'll just put my hand here, and you can see as I pull the camera back how massive this slab of stone is. And I'm not getting all of it into the frame. It's thick. What looks like, of course that's just the lichens. It looks to be worked. It has been worked. And you can see down along here. And this massive capstone, you can see again, I'll put my hand down. And it's a massive capstone. This would have literally sat leaning on the very top of this. So it would have been a dolmen. And a dolmen, of course, is a burial. So we'll just look down in here. I'm just going to kneel down. It's difficult with all the brambles. But I don't know if you can see in there. It's very difficult to... But underneath this massive massive stonework. It's a burial site. It's quite late in the evening that they've probably got over to this site. I think it must be about 5 o'clock, maybe a little bit later. The wind is blowing. Very magical place actually. This massive tree has come down. I do feel the presence of someone very close. It might be an animal. I feel as though I'm being watched. But look at the density of the brambles. You can see that very, very few people here. And in fact, over this side, it's completely dense. It's impenetrable. There's little mushrooms growing around the place. Little fungi. Seems to be quite well hidden. Let's see here, just the corner of the stone. Now I'm going to put lots of information about this underneath this video. I'm just going to walk back a little bit here towards this tree. This tree's fallen over towards the oaks. It's a strange feeling I'm getting, because I wanted to actually come up here with the tripod, which I have in the car, and stand by this monument and talk a little bit about it. But I really do feel as though I'm intruding. It's funny actually, because the oak trees, they look as though they're guarding this, and it also looks as though they're sort of marching up the hill, because it's quite a hill, quite a fall away down to that lake. You see the new trees coming up between the branches of the fallen. I don't want to stay too long, because again I do feel as though I'm intruding. So I will put all the information about this underneath this video. You see, this is a massive oak as well, you see, look. In fact, I'm saying it's a massive oak. It's part of this tree here. Look at this incredible branch. It just goes on and on and on, reaching right out. The oaks do seem to be very protective. And of course the oaks are very, very old here. They're hundreds and hundreds of years old. I can only assume that when they cut down the great oak forests, that this portal was so that this I say portal, you see, that's a that's a misnomer, isn't it? This tomb must have been so powerful at that point that they just left the trees around it. And these trees anyway would be second growth, but they've only grown here because there have been previous oaks, you see. And an oak doesn't doesn't drop seed until it's about 60 years old. So the oaks have been left on this little hillock. You can see once you come away from this little place, once you start to look down from this little hill, and into the distance, and see the water. Now, I have been told by a very reliable source that this area down here, you can see there's lots of gravel being dumped down there. They were digging. There was a squad of men sent in with diggers to, I think, to flatten this out. They were going to do some building here, and there were several artifacts found. Destination unknown. So that wasn't made, it wasn't transmitted to the proper authorities, in other words. There was a sort of a hush job done in it. And certainly from the amount of growth around this tomb, it's apparent that the people who own this land don't want anyone to know of its existence. There's no sign to it. There's no official sign to it, which of course one would expect. Here in Ireland, most of the old tombs are marked out. There's signs, little brown signs with cream lettering on them, you know. But nothing here. So there's a lot of mystery around this place. A lot of mystery. So, from what looks like a giant's tomb, feels very peaceful on this side, actually. I felt quite intrusive over on that side, but this side of it feels very calm. Now the oak tree is probably much older than what I'm even thinking, because if you look where I'm pressing the camera lens now, there's a number on it, which means that the authorities know about this oak, and if they know about this one, they know about that one, and therefore they must know about the tomb, but yet there's no signage to it. A little bit of a mystery. Anyway, when I get back home and I upload this video to YouTube, I'll sit with a cup of tea by the laptop for an hour or so and type in everything I know. It feels as though time has stopped. I feel rooted. I keep wanting to go and I'm finding it difficult to move from here. What a strange feeling. Blessings to you all. Blessings.